What's up, bros? Got your host, February Beast, and today here with another video. And today, I am back with another. What's up, bros? Got your host, February Beast, and today here with another video. And today, I am doing a review on Toybiz's Robin. I don't know why the head is turned like that. I am back. I'm sorry I've been gone for a long hiatus. I uploaded a gameplay with me and my girlfriend in the meantime of that. Sorry I was gone for 3 weeks before that. Had a lot of stuff happening. Still have a lot of stuff happening. But I wanted to talk about action figures, and what better to talk about than DC Comics superheroes, Toybiz Robin. And the thing about this Toybiz Robin is it's based off of the original Superpower Kenner's Robin, where they would squeeze the legs and then they have this karate chop action or superpower action, whatever, because the 80s was big on gimmicks. Some like Hulk Hogan, crack, cocaine, and all that. Anyways, and I picked this up a while ago. I still have a lot of videos I want to do reviews on. Oh my god, the lighting is terrible when I do that. And I'm covering the animated series Robin, which I'll do a comparison when I get to it. But I've been meaning to get to a lot of videos. Just want to say, I have a lot of reviews I want to get to. I'm not a McFarlane collector, but I want to do a review over the Professor Pig McFarlane figure. I want to do a review on the Mr. Freeze Kenner figure. I have tons of reviews I still want to get to. But the first review I'm going to do, well, I've been meaning to get to this review. Here we are, finally getting to it. We're going to get this out of the... Well, first, before we get out of the box, let's look on the back. So, the funniest thing about this is this figure came out in 1989. It came out around the same time as the Toybiz 1989 Batman line. And that Batman line had a new mold for Batman, Joker, and they made a new figure, Bob the Goon. But this is made by Toybiz, but it's a complete separate line from their Toybiz 1989 Batman movie line, which is weird because you would think they would be coexisting or whatever, but yeah, no, they have it in two separate lines, but you can get Robin, you can get Wonder Woman, Superman, Lex Luthor, Penguin, Riddler, and Mr. Freeze, which this was the Mr. Freeze before the animated series, which means he was pretty sucky, and this is the only representation of him before the animated series, because everything after the animated series was basically just everything animated series Mr. Freeze that has to do with Nora. This was before he even had a Nora, which is interesting. But we're going to get this out of the box. We're going to review this. Going to look at this nice figure. It shows his karate chop in action. I'm going to see if that still works 30 years later. Yeah, no, and it gives you detail on the back. The one thing I like about this, I'm not going to cut this out, but the one thing I like about this is you can cut out the newspaper detail, and then it, like, tells you about Robin, and I kind of like how it says Robin joins Batman War on Crime. Kind of would have been cool if they had a picture of Batman and Robin, and then, like, made, like, a small detail, like, Batman and Robin were, like, investigating a crime or something, and some newspaper took a picture of him. No, it's just a closed-in picture on some 15-year-old. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna get to the review. I'm gonna open this up, and we'll talk about it. Alright, so Robin has a batarang, and oh my god, that lighting is terrible, but Robin has a batarang and a grappling hook, and now, if I don't have a Kenner Superpowers Robin because of how expensive it is, so I can't do a comparison, but the face sculpt is nice, and someone came up with the idea saying, like, okay, so if Dick Grayson Robin was Kenner Superpowers Robin, and then Kenner came out with a Tim Drake Robin during the Batman Returns line, does this make for Jason Todd then, since we never got a Jason Todd figure, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, wait, why is that kind of on point? In order to get this to do the karate chop action, if you still wanted to, you have to, like, put the arm up, and then you kind of gotta mess with the button in the back. So that's the Robin figure for you. And then Oh my god, he's really... I didn't realize how short he is. But yeah, you can put him next to your 89 Batman figure, since that's what it was meant for. And by the way, if you ever do get this figure carded, the plastic might be yellow, and that's because of due to time. Yeah, no, and that's just because it's an old figure. I mean, it is from the late 80s when crack and cocaine was pretty huge. And then you have Robin come with a batarang. I have no clue if you can get it in his hand because it's remolded. And honestly, it's remolded and it's actually meant for the 89 Batman. They might have just reused another batarang that came with all the 89 Batmans. And Robin wasn't even in the movie, but they still made him a part of the line in some way. And I do like this batarang because this is the closest they gotten to the 89 batarang. And then you can just like toss it. I don't know why I did that. But yeah. And I'm not going to lie. Having these two next to each other look good. But I do want to see what the other Batmans look like next to Robin. But I'm not going to lie. For like early Batman figures, because the only superhero figures before Kenner's superpowers was Mego Pocket Heroes, but as you like look at it, as more action figures came along the years, there was accessories early on, and I'm not gonna lie, for a Robin figure, you got a batarang and a grappling hook. I kind of think that's pretty cool, and I think you use the grappling hook because instead of the Batman would come with like some grappling gun and a batarang, which I did not get one with this Batman. But I did get them from my local toy store, and what you usually do is you would take the batarang and put it... I'm not going to do it because I don't know how I would do it, and also I don't want to mess up the figure, and if you pull the string too much, it can snap off, and then you'll never have the utility belt back on the figure. So I never messed with any of my 89 Batman figures, and I will leave it that way, so I'm not going to mess with them in that way. But yeah, you can... I'm probably going to see if I can get this in Robin's hand. I can't do it one-handed, so I'll see if I can get it in Robin's hand, see if it fits on Robin's hand. Honestly, I want to put him next to a Adam West style Batman because that's what he looks like he would go with. But anyways, we're going to try to get this batarang in Robin's hand. So it fits in his hand, but he holds it awkwardly. He holds it... I don't know if I like the way he holds it. He holds it like he's holding a steering wheel. Who holds a batarang like that? Batman, let me drive the Batmobile. Please. I've seen crackheads do it. I don't know, but like... Oh, okay, well, Batman's falling over. Maybe Batman's the crackhead. But, I don't know. He holds a batarang pretty awkwardly. Like, I don't know. I don't know how a kid in the 80s played like this. Like, hold on. I want to see something. I want to try a pose just to see how he would throw a batarang. So the batarang is kind of actually loose. I don't know if you see it, but it's kind of loose. And I guess this is how I would get him to throw the batarang. Hold on. Oh, okay. Well, it's not going to throw. But this is how you would get him to throw the batarang, I guess. And honestly, it's a pretty loose bat. Let me try to move the hand. Yeah, if you don't see it, it's kind of loose in his hand, so it's not really molded to fit in his hand. Now, I'm going to put it in the Batman's hand because I'm going to be honest with you, the only reason why I have this Batman out, and it's not really just... I mean, I'm doing a comparison, but this Batman is meant to go with this Robin, and the only other reason why I have him out is for comparison, but also they're from the same toy line, same toy company, so in the same year, so I wanted to just... see the batarang in his hand and everything. So we're about to do that. So I may have had the wrong one out. So I'm not the wrong one out, but I had it on the, I had the wrong end of it going into the hand. So I almost bended it and messed it up. I slightly bended it, but I mean, it's just a plain black molded piece. You put it in Batman's hand one way and then he can actually hold the batarang like he's about to throw it instead of Robin trying to drive a Batmobile. And I guess for a small sculpted piece of plastic, it looks great. And I want to get a weapons right. I don't know if you see that. I have a bunch of batarangs. I'm not going to test and see if each batarang fits in his hand. But I do want to get a weapons rack that's supposed to come with this playset. Anyways, that's besides the point. I got this playset cheap for $20 and you know. But yeah, besides that, the battering fits well on Batman. Robin just fucking fell, which is the review what we're doing on. The battering fits well in Batman's hand. It's basically a reuse, and yeah, we're gonna move on to the next section because honestly, and I'm sorry if I have low energy, whatever. I just been debating if I should get to this review. I'm finally getting to it, which I'm excited because this means whenever, and I'm also in the process of moving. I don't like to tell too much of what's happening in my life, but I do want you guys to know why my uploading process is taking a minute, and it's mostly has to do with just the fact that like I'm moving and a bunch of other stuff is happening and classes with college and stuff like that. So I'm doing my best here, and I do like to upload for you guys and get out what I can. And I just want you to understand that. I'm not gonna lie, this is a good Robin to have in your collection if you have Toybiz Batman or a Kenner Batman and you want to put them next to him. I'm not done with the review yet. I want to get to the comparison aspect now because there's a few comparisons I want to do. And we already did a comparison of this Batman, so we're going to cut to the next Batman. But we're going to cut. Well, before we cut to the next Batman, we're going to cut to Alfred. So Alfred is actually taller than Robin. And I'm actually fine with that because I would assume Alfred is taller than Dick. Alfred's always taller than Dick. That does not sound right coming out of my mouth, but I would assume Alfred's always taller than Robin. And this gives me more of an Adam West Robin vibe, so I'm curious to see what he looks next to manga Batman. I don't have any other blue and gray Batman except for the Kenner one, which I'm going to get to before I do McFarlane. So, but yeah, I think this Alfred just looks great next to any Batman and Robin in my opinion. I know it's the animated Alfred, but he just looks great next to any Batman and Robin, honestly. Like, if I was to, because you always want Alfred a part of your Bat family. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, no, he looks great next to either Toy Biz's Batman and Robin, or honestly, he just looks great next to any Batman and Robin. There's something else I forgot to do, but I'll save it for last because it's the only other Robin figure I had. You saw him at the beginning, but we're gonna flip flop now. And since I had it next to me, before we get to a bunch of Batmans, let's start with Bruce Wayne, which a Michael Keaton. Oh, God damn it, I'm always messing up. A Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne and a Dick Grayson Robin. Doesn't really have bad. I don't really have much to say about it. They did capture Michael Keaton's likeness pretty good. I like this for a Bruce Wayne figure. I bought a few animated series Batman Bruce Waynes. This is an all great Bruce Wayne figure you want to own in your collection if you want a Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne. Anyways, we're gonna move forward. All right, honestly, that looks better than I thought. I feel like he would go like it kind of gives me an Adam West and Burt Ward type of Batman and Robin. I mean, this Batman is supposed to be from the Dark Knight collection / Batman Returns line, and it's more based on the like I guess the comic book Batman in the early 90s, late 80s. So it's more based on that Batman. But and he also came with a Robin in the Batman Returns line, which is Tim Drake Robin, and he comes with the black cape and the yellow cape, which I will get to the animated Robin, which is based off of that same design, which I plan on getting sometime soon. And I found out there's another Robin, so I will do a video on the Robins sometime. We'll get to that. But right now, back to this Batman. I'm going to level it just for a bit. Honestly, they look great next to each other. Like, I can see as being the dynamic duo from the Adam West show. So honestly, if you want like a more like in this scale and more like of a Kenner, Adam West, Batman and Robin, I say go for it. They look great next to each other. Now, most people would go for the Kenner Superpowers Robin than the Toybiz Robin, just because, honestly, the head sculpt on the Kenner Superpowers Robin looks a lot better than the Toybiz Robin. Just, that's my opinion. But we're going to move on to the next Batman. Alright, just to see what Kenner's Combat Belt Batman looks like next to this Robin. Now, I know it doesn't match proportionally wise, because this is more animated, and this is more Burt Ward Robin, in my opinion. It's based off of the 66 show. I don't have much to say about it. They look okay. I'm not gonna lie, it looks alright in my opinion. The one I'm really interested in seeing is how manga Batman looks next to this Robin, because that's more Adam West. Now, I can't do a bunch of comparisons because then that would require me to go through my bin and pull out some figures, but I did, not bin, but go through some bags, pull out some figures that are in boxes. That would require a lot. But I honestly wanted to see how manga Batman, which, remind you, got this for $5. So if you have a GameStop membership and you come across a McFarlane Superpowers, doesn't hurt to use a $5 off discount just to get a figure for $5. Anyways, this Batman, honestly, if you have a manga Batman and then you want to get this Toybiz Robin, I suggest it. It looks more like Adam West, and it looks more like Adam West and Burt Ward than it does this. I mean, this is close, but you can tell this is Keaton. He has Keaton's jawline. So you're not really gonna get the Adam West feel. Like, if you're trying to get an Adam West feel in this line, and I know they made a Jason Todd in the McFarlane line, Superpowers line, which they're bringing back Superpowers, by the way. I wanted to talk about it. I didn't know how to bring it up. Mattel has the DC license now. McFarlane's losing it. I'll tell you my thoughts about that real quick near the end, or I'll say it right now. But honestly, though, this manga, the thing is, manga, I mentioned it in my in a previous review of mine, but manga Batman is based off of 66 Batman because of the popularity. So this is technically Adam West Batman. And putting him next to this Robin, that does look like Adam West and Burt Ward as Batman and Robin, in my opinion. If you want to get a more 5-inch, 4-inch, like Adam West Batman, and I mean, this isn't my favorite variation of Batman I wanted to pick up, but I was like, oh, I'm a Batman collector. This kind of just like had all the Batman feels for me, and it was $5, and I said, fuck it. Even if it was still $10, I would have still picked it up because I'm like, oh, it's a figure, it's cheap, it's sitting in GameStop. I remember seeing it before, and I'm like, I'm gonna pick this up. I remember seeing this. No one picked it up yet, and it's the last Batman in a McFarlane Superpowers line, and I tossed aside my previous black and gray. Well, I told you about it. I bought it again. I did a review on it. It's sitting somewhere in a bag for moving, but yeah, no, they look great together, honestly. Now we're going to get to the last comparison. I'm probably going to keep this video really short because I don't have much to say. I can't do a bunch of comparisons today, and I still have so many more reviews I want to get to, but I mean, I'm not going to lie, though. This hits the Adam West and Burt Ward feels, and I got into watching 66 Batman lately. I took a break from watching because there's so much Batman, and I also thought about, like, I don't know, this hits it for me. Like, if I was to set these two up on a shelf, I would put them next to each other. They look great next to each other. They look like Adam West and Burt Ward to me. I know I said that so many times, but this is definitely your Adam West and Burt Ward if you're looking for that, because it even has like the utility belt kind of look of Adam West. It just has the Adam West suit look, because I know what a lot of people are gonna say is like, oh, why don't you just get the light blue and gray, and then or the darker shade gray, blue and gray. Those Batman, one of them is more Super Friends or whatever, like it's based on the Superpowers toy line, and then the other one to me is more Nightfall Batman, like this one. This one's kind of like Nightfall Batman, and so is the other one that's based off of this. This is more Nightfall Batman, which the other McFarlane one is more Nightfall Batman. This Batman, if you want, like, honestly, if you really want a Adam West Batman, and you really want to make it more Adam West accurate, just take this, paint this like a like a different color, paint it more like of a darker blue, light blue type. And then actually, no, just paint it the same. Actually, if you really wanted to, you could make an Adam West custom with this superpowers figure. Just look at this Batman and then basically paint this Batman the same color as this Batman, and take this cape and put it on that figure, and then you have an Adam West Batman. I'm not going to do that. I like the figure as is, but this to me is an Adam West Batman next to a Robin. The only thing is it doesn't fit the Adam West build because it's more gray. It's more gray in person. It looks very light. Like in certain lighting, it looks like a type of blue. But, I mean, I guess it's a bluish gray, in my opinion. It's a bluish gray. I don't know how else to tell you that. Anyway, I don't think I have any more Actually, I have one more comparison because I wanted to get to this. Hold on. Now, for this comparison, this Robin is just a little taller. This is the animated series Robin next to the Toybiz Robin. And there is another one just like this. I have showed previously in another review when I was doing comparisons. I have the animated Tim Drake Robin. There is one that has the Tim Drake colors of the animated Robin, of the New Adventures animated Robin, but it shares this body type. They used this body type 3 different times. So they used it for the Batman Returns the first time, the Batman Returns line, which is from Kenner. Then they used this for the animated series line. And by the way, this is not the cape it comes with. I just decided to take a cape I had previously and slap it on this Robin. The original cape that it comes with has a yellow on the inside and a black on the outside. Same as the Batman Returns Robin and same as any other Robin. So I decided I'll just slap this black cape on it. It's close enough. I like having a Robin with a cape. I originally in another review I didn't have a cape on this Robin. I decided I'm gonna slap a cape on this Robin. And this Robin borrows more from the Tim Drake look than the Dick Grayson look. This is Dick Grayson's actual Robin suit. This would be Tim Drake, which I'm going to do a review on the Robins and look at the Robins of Kenner because I want to talk about the 3 different body types they use. And it'll happen. It'll be a while before I do that video because I have to get the other Robins. I have one coming in. Don't know when it'll be here. Probably by next week. And then the other one I would have to order in as well. But yeah, that's the Robin. I'm gonna just bring in a Dick Grayson in the middle. I mean, they're both Dick Grayson. I mean, the animated Robin, the first animated Robin is Dick Grayson in this attire, and then you have Toybiz Robin, which is based off of the '60s Robin. And then you have a animated Dick Grayson, and yeah, no, there you go. Yeah, no, I will probably end it on this, but instead I will put Lil Dick. That did not sound right. I will put the Lil Dick in the middle, and now we just have all dicks, and that really does not sound right. We have all dicks, but yeah, the 3 dicks. Really gotta stop saying that. But yeah, no, I think I'm gonna end the video here. This looks good. You know what? For a last cutout shot, and then I'll put my opinions on the Superpowers line coming back. Let's just. Alright, now time for my ending thoughts on this video. That's the Toybiz Robin review. I went through all my comparisons. My thoughts, well, I'll tell you my thoughts. My thoughts, honestly, is it's a good, in my opinion, I picked it up because I really wanted to have it next to my Toybiz Batman, but also I wanted it next to my manga Batman because my manga Batman looks like Adam West Batman. I'm like, okay, that looks great next to each other. But also, I want to talk about McFarlane coming back with the Superpowers line. It is going to be on an exclusive site only, Entertainment Earth. And I'm not going to lie, my opinion on the whole Mattel thing and stuff, I was going to make a video on it. Maybe I'll make a video on it and talk about it. But I don't really need to now that Mattel is finally putting stuff out there. So I think my final thoughts, I just want to talk about it for a minute. I'm going to talk more about the McFarlane stuff. I think what Mattel should do is Mattel should make the collector line and the kids line, and then McFarlane should make more of the collectible stuff like superpowers and like the statues and all that. McFarlane should still make the collectible stuff. Let Mattel make the toys, and let McFarlane still make the superpowers figures, and let the superpower figures like match up with Mattel's line, because then we can still get great figures like this. Because I'm not gonna lie, I remember seeing manga. The thing is, I didn't remember manga Batman much until I saw this figure, and I also remember a Brave and the Bold episode that he was in with Lord Deathman. And manga Batman kind of got a little popular because McFarlane brought him into the line. Like, McFarlane even put Lord Deathman into his 1966 Batman line, which had to end as well. I'm not gonna lie though, I never thought I would see manga Batman in action figure form until McFarlane. Not even Mattel touched manga Batman. So there's that. But that's my final thoughts. The Bat family. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Like, comment below. Leave post notifications on because you'll never know when I upload. Sometime I plan on doing another review. I might do a review on Spider-Man because I'm doing too much Batman. So I might do a Spider-Man review on the Spider-Man married couple video. And you know what? I might bring my girlfriend into it because then it could be a couple reviewing an action figure couple, or like, you know, and it's from the Spider-Man the Animated Series show, which me and her watched together a while back. So, you know, that would be fun. Good old memory lane, and like we can talk about the show a little bit, talk about the figures. But I'll figure that out whenever I decide to do that. I still have a lot of reviews I want to get to, but this was a fun one. Dick Grayson Robin from Toybiz. That was a fun one. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching.